Welcome to the Great Wilderness Escape. My name is Brian, and I'm going to be your tour guide this week as we head out into the desert with Moses and the Israelites. We are coming to you from Moses' tent, and we are going to have a lot of fun this week, guys. I can't wait. Every single day, we are going to have a lesson from Father Bert, and then we are going to dive right on into the adventures of Moses and Dathan. These are two guys that are hanging out and running from the Egyptians in the desert. They are wandering around, and they have all sorts of amazing adventures, and God shows up and does all sorts of wonderful things. We are going to learn this week all about how we can trust God. And every single day, we're going to come right back here to the Artisan tent. That's right. We are going to have lessons from an artist, a real artist who's going to teach us how to do a really cool craft every single day. So if you have not yet downloaded the PDF, boom! If you have not yet downloaded this supply sheet, I want you to go ahead and click below on the description of this video, and you can find a link to this PDF. You can print it off, you can pull it up on your iPad, your phone, you can pull it up on your TV and press pause, and you can see all of the supplies that you are going to need for our crafts this week. That's right, guys, it's going to be regular household items that you have laying around. And every day in between all these sections of videos, we are going to be pumping some really fun, exciting music where you guys can sing and dance along. And when those videos come up, I want you to stand up and I want you to sing along because it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. Guys, this week we get to learn all about God and how we can trust Him. I'm so excited. It's going to be an amazing, amazing week. And today we're going to learn that God guides us. So you can trust God. Can trust God. Guys, this is really important. It is good news that you can trust God. It's awesome. And we are going to dive into today's adventure. Without further ado,
His power. I want to welcome you to this year's Vacation Bible School at St. Peter's Episcopal Church. This year's VBS is called The Wilderness Escape. And have I got a story for you to begin this year's Vacation Bible School? It all begins with God and His people, and it begins in Egypt. There was a time when God's people, the Israelites, they were slaves in Egypt. They were slaves for a very long time. The Israelites were enslaved, and all they would do was work, and work some more for the Egyptians. They were slaves, and God didn't want this to be the case. He wanted them out of the land of Egypt. He wanted to free them from their slavery.
Let my people go.
And He would do it. And this is how He would do it. One day, God showed up to this one man, Moses. And God said to Moses, "Moses, you're my man. I want you to lead my people out of this land of Egypt, and I want you to free them from their slavery."
Let my people go.
And this was a big job. Moses didn't think he could do that. But God said to Moses, "Oh, yes, you can." God answered Moses with these words, "I will be with you." That's the important verse for us this day, the Bible verse as we begin this week. God answered, "I will be with you." And God was. God was with Moses, and He was with all the Israelites through this whole story. That key verse, we'll hear it again, and we'll think about all these stories and how God was with Moses and his people through this entire journey. When the Israelites packed up their things to get out of Egypt, God said, "I'll be with you." And they were gone. They were ready to go. They were ready to be freed from their slavery in Egypt and leave that land. And so God would lead them, and He would be with them. And you might be wondering, well, how did they know where God was and where God might be leading them? If He was with them, where was He, and how would they know where to go? Well, God gave them a way to know where He was and where He might lead them. In the daytime, as He would lead them by a pillar of cloud. So they would follow the pillar of cloud through their journey, along their journey, through the wilderness. They would follow this pillar of cloud by day. And then at night, yes, they would even travel by night. God was with them at night too, and He would lead them with a pillar of fire by night. So they would follow the fire at night. And they knew, as long as they followed the pillar of cloud by day and the pillar of fire by night, they were following God. God was with them. God was with them always. So they left Egypt, and they were on their way to a new land, and to a land and a life of freedom. And you might be thinking, well, what were the Egyptians doing this whole time? As God was leading His people through the wilderness with the pillar of cloud by day and the pillar of fire by night, the Egyptians, they were following. They were in hot pursuit to get the Israelites back to their land so that they could have them as their slaves. The Egyptians, they had this king, the Pharaoh, and the Pharaoh said, "I like it when the Israelites are my slaves."
Slaves are mine. Their lives are mine. All that they own is mine.
And so he got all of his people, all the Egyptians, to chase after the Israelites when they were making their way out of that land. Well, then one day, remember, God was always with the Israelites. God led them to the shores of the Red Sea. And Moses was their leader, and Moses always carried a staff with him wherever he went. And so while the Israelites were on their way and they arrived at the shores of the Red Sea with the Egyptians following them, Moses got to the water, and the Israelites and Moses looked out and they said, "That's a whole lot of water. How are we going to get across this sea?" They couldn't even see the other side. So God, who was with them always, spoke to Moses and said, "Moses, I want you to do something. Again, I have you as my leader, and I want you to lead my people through these seas by doing this."
Behold his mighty hand.
Hold up your staff. Hold it up high and divide those waters. Part the waters, and then my people will be led across dry land. And they'll escape the Egyptians. And Moses thought, this is miraculous, but trust God, He's with me. And so that's what happened. Moses lifted the staff high in the air, and the waters were parted, and the Israelites, Moses and all the Israelites were able to cross through those parted waters safely. And with the Egyptians behind them, the Egyptians were chasing, and they were hot pursuit, hot on the trail, and then the waters closed in on the Egyptians. And the Israelites were safe. They crossed through the waters and they were safe. They had escaped. They were free from their slavery. Have you ever felt like the Israelites? How many times have you faced overwhelming odds and thought, there's no way out of this? Maybe you felt like you were up against this entire Egyptian army. Well, God is with us, and He will provide a way for us. He will always give us a way, a path, a way to safely walk across dry ground. He's with us, and God wants us to trust Him in giving us a way. That's a remarkable story for us to hear on this first day, and we'll hear more remarkable stories in the days to come. I want to end each story with a prayer, and it's a prayer that Jesus taught us. When Jesus' disciples asked Him, "How do we pray?" Jesus taught them this prayer. It's a prayer we say 2,000 years later, still to this day. It's a prayer that Jesus taught us, and if you don't know it, I want to teach it to you. And then for those of you that do know it, join me. And by the end of the week, we'll all be praying this prayer that Jesus teaches us to pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you tomorrow on day 2 of Vacation Bible School, A Wilderness Escape.
Your grace fell like the rain and made
Moses!
Dathan, how are you? Hey, I want you to meet some new friends of mine.
What? Where are they?
Yeah, right there.
They're in there?
Yeah. In fact, I think I see. Is that Maddie? No, I don't know. And Zoe? And is that Cindy?
Moses, we don't have time for this. We do not have time. I've been looking for you everywhere in the desert. Did you know the desert's full of so much sand? It's in my hair, it's in my toes, it's in my ears. It is just everywhere. But Moses, we don't have time. We're in big trouble.
Dathan, calm down. What's the problem?
There's a huge problem. The Egyptians, the whole army is after us. They're running through the desert right now, and I think... Do you hear that? I think I hear their horses.
No, I don't hear it.
Pretty sure I hear it. Anyways, I heard that they're coming. The Egyptians are coming after us. I knew we should have stayed in Egypt where we were safe. But we're out here in the desert with all this sand.
You know, I've been hearing things. Some people are complaining, saying Moses is leading us here, Moses is leading us there. Listen, Moses isn't leading us anywhere. It's God who's leading us. And if you'll just calm down and remember that God is with us, so trust in God. You're going to see some amazing things. And guys, if you'll remember too that God is with us and you just trust in God, God is going to show us some amazing things. So as I've been saying today, come along and let me show you what God's going to do.
I hear you, Moses. I just don't understand. I really think we should have stayed in Egypt. I'm just
well, you know what, Nathan?
Really scared.
You don't have to understand. What you need to do is you need to remember that God is with us. So trust God. So trust in God.
Okay. We'll see, Moses. We'll see.
A few moments later.
Okay, guys, follow me. Let's go. So God told me to take my staff and to raise it up. And look what happened. The seas have parted. And we can go through the sea on dry ground. Dathan, do you see this? Dathan!
Excuse me. You guys are in my way. I'm gonna need you to back up because I'm important. I'm gonna go. I gotta go first. Let's go.
Oh, look, a shark! Look at that! Look at the starfish! Oh my goodness! Wow! Boys and girls, have you ever been in a scary situation? I mean, look at me. Here I stand in the middle of the Red Sea with the water mounted up on both sides of me. I can see the fishing. It's amazing. And, I think what we want to remember from this is no matter how scary the situation, no matter how impossible it may seem, I mean, my goodness, God is delivering us from the Egyptians right through the middle of the sea. So no matter what happens in life, remember no matter how scary, no matter what, remember that God is with us. So trust in God. So trust in God. I'll see you on the other side.
trust you. But whatever it is, I know you'll see me through. I will trust you. I can't do this journey on my own. I will trust you. I need you, Lord, to guide my steps. I put my faith in you. I will trust you, 'cause I know you're gonna come through every step of the way. No matter what I face, I'm gonna say, I will trust you. Sometimes it's hard to see what's coming next. I will trust you. But whatever it is, I know you'll see me through. I will trust you. I can't do this journey on my own. I will trust you. I need you, Lord, to guide my steps. I put my faith in you. I will trust you, 'cause I know you're gonna come through every step of the way. No matter what I face, I'm gonna say, I will trust you. I will trust you, 'cause I know you're gonna come through every step of the way. No matter what I face, I'm gonna say, I will trust you.
Oh, hi, I'm Brandy the baker. And I am so worried about how we're going to feed everybody in this desert. Moses says it's all going to be okay, but I mean, I'm worried. So come on into my tent. We're gonna see what food we have or what we can make. Have a seat. So here we are, nice and comfy in our tent and fire to keep warm with, and it's been a couple of weeks now and there's just nothing to cook with. Oh, wait, what is this? This morning they found this on the ground, these little white flakes. Well, they were kind of off-white, but what are they? Oh, wow. Let's see. As a baker, I think that I can take grain like this and I can put it in my grinder and I can go like this and make flour, and out of flour we can make manna. Back then in the desert, getting back to our tent, they didn't have an oven like Miss Brandy has in the kitchen. They had a fire and they had to grind their flour. They couldn't just go to H-E-B and buy a bag of flour. No, and they couldn't go and buy what we're going to use. But they had to grind and make it very, very fine. And then they had to do this and bake it in an open fire. But here's what we're going to do. So if you're at home, you can ask your mom or your dad to go to the store and you can buy any one of these biscuit packages, crescent roll packages. There's all sorts of, these are breadstick packages. Any of these will work. Miss Brandy already has some ready right here, so I'm going to show you what we're going to do. And we're going to pull it apart. You can do whatever you want. You can roll it, you can pat it. If you like to bake and roll things, you can use your rolling pin, and you can even use one of your favorite cookie cutters. So see, I have a lot of different kinds of shapes there that I can go and bake in the kitchen oven. Okay, they're ready, boys and girls. Our little modern day manna bread. Oh, look at those. They look pretty yummy. But if you want, you can take some cinnamon and mix some sugar in it, and you can sprinkle it, over your little manna breads. And then have a taste. I think I'm okay for the wilderness with this every morning. I really am.
Whoa, I don't know about you guys, but I am currently stuffed. Miss Brandy saved me some of her awesome special treats, and I got to eat a few of them, and man, were they delicious. I want to remind you guys of one little step that we forgot to mention. You know, you're going to want to follow the instructions on whatever dough that you guys have. It's probably baked in the oven for about 10 to 13 minutes on 350 degrees would be my guess, but there's going to be specific instructions on whatever your can of dough that you decided to use. So make sure you follow those directions. But also, don't forget to add that cinnamon and sugar because that is my favorite. Thank you for joining us today on the Wilderness Escape. We had an awesome journey, and tomorrow we are going to be back for more. That's right, I can't wait for tomorrow. I can't wait to see you there. And without further ado, I'm going to need a big Texas adios and a fist bump. See you guys later.